Good morning. Today we can discuss another topic, that is the relational constraints. In the relational constraints, there are three types of constraints on relational database that include. First one is the domain constraint. Second one is the primary key constraints. Third one is the integrity constraints. In a domain constraints, what are the features and domain constraints? In domain constraint, it specifies that each attribute in a relation must contain an atomic value only from the corresponding domains. Here, domain constraints are the atomic values only from the corresponding domains. The data types associated with commercial RDBMS domain includes. The data type associated with commercial RDBMS domain include. In that one, we have different constraint rules. Have first one is standard numeric data types. For integer, such as short integer, long integer. What are the domain constraint in that one? Standard numeric data types for integers. Integers can be, once again, the short integer type, integer, and long integer type. Second one is the real numbers. That is, what are the real numbers on that one? Float, double precisions, float values. Third one is the characters. All the characters of. Fourth one is the fixed length strings and variable length strings. In these four are domain constraints. In domain constraints, this domain constraints specify the conditions that we want to put on each instance of the relation. So the values that appear in each column must be drawn from the domain associated with the column. The domain constraints specify the column conditions that we want to put on the each instance of the relation, so that values that appear in each column must be drawn from the domain associated with the column. In this, we have different domain constraint relations. That one is 4 column table is there, and that one roll number, name, login, age, etc. And that one roll number has the 4677. Name is the Kanu. Login, you can give some address, mail ID, and age. In the above relation, age of the relation student always belongs to the integer domain with a specific range. These are 4 examples columns you are given, and that one age in between of some age relation. The age of relation student always belong to the integer domain with a specific range, if any, and not to string or any other domains. Generally, in age in between of students all are numbers, integer numbers within the specified range, if any, and not to string. Generally, age is not declared in any string characters. Within the domain specification, within domain, non-atomic values should be avoided. In this one, non-domain values should be avoided. This sometimes cannot be checked by domain constraints. For example, in the table, a database which has area code and phone numbers, which has area code and phone numbers, has 2 different fields. Will take your phone numbers as a non-atomic values. In this case, for a phone can be, you can give them phone numbers 040 040. Okay, and you can consider that one. The values can be accepted. Okay, accepted by the phone field numbers. Okay, these are domain constraints on particular phone are atomic numbers. The second constraint is the key constraints. This constraint states that the key attributes value in each tuple must be unique. In second part, you are discussed on that key constraints. The key constraint that key attributes values in each tuples must be unique. These are unique values. They did not match in same manner. That is, no tuples cannot contain the same values for the key attributes. In this one, same key values not to be matched. No tuples, two tuples contain the same value for the key attributes. This is because the values of the primary key is used to identify the tuples in the relation. For example, consider that a table is given 3 columns tables, that is the A hash and B C. These are different 3 columns. If A is the key attribute in the following relation, that relation are A1 and A2 and A3. They have different numberings. Must be unique. The 3 columns must be in unique values. For example, in a relation person table, that is a column person ID is a primary key to person ID cannot be given in the same for 2 persons. In this one we have did not given 2 person ID. ID is the primary key, does not given to any 2 tables. Only single table must be in single primary key. The third one is the integrity constraints. The third one table is the integrity constraint. Okay, what are the integrity constraints? Integrity constraints are 3 types. This is the third one. There are 2 types of integrity constraints: entity integrity constraints, referential integrity constraints. What are the entity integrity constraints? It states the no primary key values can be null. In this one, no primary key values must not be null. This is because the primary key is used to identify individual tuples in the relation. So we will not be able to identify the records uniquely containing null values for the primary key attributes. Then the constraints is specified on one individual relations. For example, consider another table that is similar to previous one. A hash table, that is the let R be the relation of that particular table. 3 columns is there. First column is the A hash, second one is the B column, third one is the C column. In first null B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, null B3 C3, etc. You are given different manner. A1 is the null, A2 is the value is there, A3 is the null, A4 is value is there, A5 is there. In different manner you can given that particular table. In this one, hash identify the primary key of attributes. In the relation you are show that A hash means that is belongs to the values of relation. Okay. In the relation R, above the primary key have null values in the tuples. That is a T1 and a T3 null values in a primary key. T1, that means A1 is the null value given, A3 is the null value given. And that one particular time you are given A, that null means T1 and a T3. In a primary key is not permitted. Thus a relation instant is an individual instance. Second is the integrity constraints, that is a referential integrity constraints. Here there is no null values to be included in entity integrity constraints. It states that no primary key values can be null. This is because primary key used to identify individual tuples in the relation. That is. Then go for second, referential integrity constraints. What are the referential integrity constraints? It states that the tuples in one relation that refers to another relation must be referred to an existing tuple in the relation. This is constraint is specified on 2 relations, not necessary in distinct. Here you can refer to another primary key values to another table. It states that the tuple in the one relation that refers to another relation must be refers to an existing tuple in that relation. This constraint is specified on 1-2 relations, not necessary. For example, we have discussed in two tables. First one is the relation 1, relation 2. In relation 1, A hash, that means you are given the column A1, A2, that means tuples A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. And similarly, we can go for B1, B table, that is B1, B2, B3, B4, and again it to be B1. And the third one is the C1, C2, C3, that is 2 times repeated, C5. And similar relation table, that is E1, E2, E3, and E1, E2 to be once again repeated. Similarly, she has table, that is the column, that is C1, C3, C5, C2, etc. And that particular hash define the primary key of a relation. Notation identify the foreign key of a relation. That in the first table, C notation, that is a foreign key. In this example above, the value of C notation is every R tuple is matching with the value of she hash in some S tuples. If a tuple having values A6, B2, C4 is added, then it is invalid, since the referred relation S does not include C4. Thus, it will be violation of referential integrity constraints. This is not a referential integrity constraints. These are some relational constraints. There are 3 types of relational constraints: domain constraints, primary key constraints, and integrity constraints. Integrity constraints, again we can divide into 2 types: entity integrity constraints, referential integrity constraints. Then you can discuss another, that particular part is updation operations and dealing with constraint violations. That one is there are 3 basic operations to be performed on a relations, that are the insertion, deletion, updation. The insert operation allows us to insert a new tuple in a relation. When we try to insert a new record, then any of the following 4 types of constraints can be violated. Domain constraints, second one is the key constraints, and the third one is the entity integrity constraints, and the referential integrity constraints. What is the domain key constraints? Already we discussed. If the value given in any attribute lies outside the domain of that attributes, domain constraint, if the value given to an attribute lies outside the domain of that attribute. Second one, that is the B key constraints. If the value of the key attribute in a tuple T is the same as the existing tuple in a relation R. Entity integrity constraints. If the primary key attributes values of a new tuple is given as a null. A relational integrity constraints. If the value of the foreign key in one refers to a tuple that does not appear in the referential relation, Dealing with constraints violation during the relation. If the insertion violates one or more constraints, then 2 options are available. In case of you can violate that one, that particular 2 options is there. That is the default options. Insertion can be rejected, and the reason of rejection can also be explained to the users by DBMS. users by DBMS. Ask a user to correct the data. Resubmit, also given the reason for rejecting the insert. These two options to given for particular operations on the insert. Dealing with the constraints violating during the insertion. If the inserting violations are more constant, then two options are available. First one is the default options. Insert can be rejected and the reason of rejection can also be explained to the user by DBMS. And the second one is ask the user to correct the data. Resubmit, also give the reason for rejecting the insertion. These are some insertion point of view can getting some violations on particular inserting the values. Then you can go for that second one, the deletion operation. Using the delete operation, some existing records can be deleted from a relation. To delete some specific records from the database, conditions is also specified based on which records can be selected for deletion. Here second one is using deletion operation or delete operations. Some existing records can be deleted from a relation. To delete some specific records from the database, a condition is also specified based on which records can be selected for deletion. Constraints that can be violated during the deletion. It is referential integrity constraint. It can occur when you want to delete a record in the table where it is referenced by the foreign key of another table. Please go through the example very carefully in that particular constraints. Only one type of constraints can be violated during the deletion. It is referential integrity constraint. It can occur when you want to delete a record in the table where it is referenced by the foreign key of another table. You already discussed in particular example on that particular table. Then you can go for the dealing with what are that dealing operations, your constraint violations. The deletion violations, referential integrity constraints, then three options are available. Default option, reject the deletion. It is the job of the DBMS to explain the user by the deletion was rejected. Reject the deletion. It is the job of the DBMS to explain to the user by use the deletion was rejected. Second one is the B, attempt to cascade or propagate the deletion by deleting tuples that reference to the tuple that is being to be deleted. Change the violation of values of the reference attributes that can causes the violations. The last one, that is the update operations. Update operations are all used for modifying database values. The constraint violations faced by these operations are logically the same as the problem faced by insertion and deletion operations. The update operations are always depend upon these two particular, that is the insertion and deletion operations. Thank you guys. Tomorrow you can discuss another topic.